Hey there, EliteLenny here with a message. First off, I want to thank you for grabbing the time to take a look at this. Like the video and subscribe to my channel to support me and help me make more content. I'm looking to have my channel grow too, so please go ahead and check out my Patreon and PayPal links at the description box. It'll be awesome if you become a patron, considering the trouble to getting content published these days. Though if you wish to, you can donate to help a guy out in this messy atmosphere of ours. Don't forget to also check out my streaming page on Twitch, where I showcase mostly gaming streams, though I may also put some chat streams in the equation. Without further ado, let's get to it, and let's have a good one.
Yo, what is up? This is EliteLenny reporting for duty once again, and I have another Sir Jeppy video on Valorant lore. It is titled, I Found Everything We Know About Brimstone's Lore. That means there hasn't been that much of a backstory to Brimstone after all, which was published on the 10th of July, 2021. Now, the only thing I know at this point is that Brimstone is pretty much an XO, an executive officer. Well, for the corporate heads, probably, but of course, that's the only thing I was able to surmise when it comes to Brimstone. He's the controller, by the way. I quote, the controller means he defines what happens in the battlefield, and it depends on how good they are and how good they are able to influence the battlefield. And that actually makes sense. He actually does orbital strikes more often. So pretty much we are going to be looking at, well, what Sir Jeppy has found about Brimstone's story. All right, so here we are. Let's make sure we sit back and try to understand exactly what we're missing in Brimstone's story. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, Jeppy here, and welcome to my first ever agent lore video, starting off with the founder of the Valorant protocol.
Oh, so this is his very first one. Wow. Okay. The birth of the agent lore videos. Nice.
Brimstone. He's as tough as they get, and at the surface, a great leader for the VP. But some agents on the protocol question his loyalties and wonder if he's a little too supportive of the kingdom. We'll find out everything I discovered while searching the internet on the lore of Brimstone. But before we get into the video, I just want to remind you all to subscribe and like the video if you're interested in a Valorant agent lore series. Also, let me know what agent you want to see in the next video in the comments below if you want to see the series. Okay, so starting off at the earliest I can in the storyline of Brimstone. He is your typical gung-ho military commander born in the United States.
Wait, gung-ho, meaning he's supposed to be a warrior. He's supposed to be a real warrior, but also an aggressive guy. Probably that's the reason. But hey, he is a soldier after all. That's how usually soldiers are, and if they really stay that way, even if they are considered to be XOs.
He's voiced by the amazing voice actor Steve Blum, who, if you didn't know, is Tank Dempsey in the Call of Duty Zombies storyline, which is something I noticed the split second I heard my first in-game call out from Brimstone. I was like, dude, that's Tank Dempsey. Anyways, we don't get much about Brim's childhood or really what he did before the first light in the year 2039, but if we take a look at one of his personal player cards, we can make a really good guess on something. On the left, you see a ladder truck for a fire department with what looks like an inferno of flames, and on the right, we see a military Humvee with carnage in the background. But in the middle, we see him carrying a lifeless body. So here's what I think. I'm guessing he was a firefighter before the first light, or maybe before he even joined the military. The left side looks like a pretty young Brimstone, while the right looks like an older version. But I wonder who the person is he's carrying in the middle. Could it be someone close to him, like a family member that died or something? Or could it just be a soldier? If anyone knows who this is, let me know in the comments below. Moving on to the first light in 2039, where Radiant Knight was...
I can't comment so much on that since, yeah, there's definitely no valid assumptions back then. So I'll be checking out if there are any updates to Brimstone's story. This got me really this really got me asking. That's good.
Spread across the world, turning people who got exposed to significant amounts of Radiant Knights into Radiant. Brimstone never came into contact with enough Radiant Knight to become a Radiant himself and get unique powers and abilities. But he did recognize, along with, I'm sure, governments around the world, that an organization needed to be created to help control these new Radiants and make sure that if any of them started having hostile intentions with their powers.
Wait a minute, so he's a founder of Kingdom? Wow.
That there would be a team of people, or also Radiants, to help stop them. Fight Radiants with Radiants.
Wow. That means he's a founder. He's a founder of Kingdom. Oh.
Or people with Radiant
Nice.
weapons. So, with Brimstone founding and becoming the leader, the Valorant Protocol was born. But he didn't do it himself. His
Wait, okay, the Valorant Protocol, which is still under Kingdom. So never mind. Okay, so he's the executive officer and founder of the Valorant Protocol. Okay, not Kingdom. Fine. But isn't he also the... Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna bother. I think I'm not gonna... okay.
founder was another non-Radiant human named Sabine, but goes by the call sign Viper. Together, they were the first two agents of the Valorant Protocol. Now, some years would go by, in fact, 10 years would go by, all the way to 2049. The VP would have recruited a number of agents by now, but Brim is still the commander of them all. He's actually confirmed to be the oldest agent on the protocol and references it himself when you choose him in the pick agent phase.
They think I'm an old dog? I'll show them just how many tricks I know.
But some people question Brim and wonder if he has a deeper connection with the massive worldwide company that supplies 3/4 of the world's energy needs with Radianite called the Kingdom. Now, we actually have a couple clues that may lead us to actually believe this to be true. Firstly, Brim has the Kingdom logo featured on his armor straps, and also I found the logo again on his Molotov launcher. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing to be affiliated with the Kingdom. I mean, yeah, they're a massive company that supplies the world with energy, but they also make terrifying weapons using Radianite, some of them being just downright inhumane, to be honest.
Listen, you put branding on small arms, I think that's nothing. There's nothing to be afraid of. However, there is just a reminder that if there is an ugly reputation on the brand, of course, it only serves just as a traumatic experience for anyone who sees it. If they experience it, if they experience those tragedies themselves. The trauma is real, definitely, if the brand is seen, if there is a bad reputation there, if they experience something hurtful. But I don't think that Brimstone having the brand on his uniform or the weapons that he wields is actually an issue here.
Also, the Kingdom has destroyed several landscapes like the temple in Bhutan, on the map Haven, and destroying sacred ruins to build skyscraper-like reactors, and they're actually not very nice to citizens or people as well. We can see this pictured multiple times on maps across the Valorant universe that there's a lot of anti-Kingdom propaganda coming from the civilians. So maybe it...
Wow. Kingdom must have a very bad reputation here.
isn't necessarily a good thing after all to be really affiliated with the Kingdom.
By the way, I'm sorry if the quality sucks, but the internet's being used for other purposes. Family.
Even get another agent on the Valorant Protocol making comments about Brim and the Kingdom.
Brimstone, the corporate sellout.
So that's what he meant. So that's what Breach meant. Okay. Okay. That's what Breach meant by corporate sellout.
Here to look out for Kingdom's special interests? You don't know what you're talking about, Breach.
So even Breach thinks that Brim might be a sellout to the Kingdom. I'm pretty sure that all his weapons come from the Kingdom as well, so maybe it is true. While researching for the video, I found out there are a ton of audio sequences where we see a huge rivalry between Brimstone and the other agent Breach. Now, I wonder if this will lead to some conflicts in the future, but here are some of ones that I found.
You did well, Breach. Don't expect a hug. An enemy, Breach? There goes my good day. Someone knocked that Breach on his ass.
It could be worse, Brimstone.
Instead of working together, we could be facing off. Or maybe you'd prefer that. When that Brimstone sees me here, he's gonna be so pissed.
But here's my favorite one of all. That happens when you kill an enemy breach.
Jackass.
So obviously they quite hate each other. But that's the only agent I've found that has a big problem with Brim. Most agents get along with him and respect him. Phoenix calls him the big man and shared a little bit of frustration towards him when he found out about the mirror agents coming from Mirror Earth that no one told him about. So I can understand why he'd be a little frustrated about that. During the time between the founding of the Valorant Protocol and the Venice incident of 2049, you can see that Viper's co-commander position on the protocol would come to an end, as she would step down as Brimstone's second in command and would be replaced with Sage. Now, we don't know if Viper stepped down voluntarily, deciding that the leader position wasn't really for her, or if she was forcibly removed from the position by Brimstone or another higher up at the Valorant Protocol.
boy.
I couldn't find anything about Viper holding a grudge on Brim or anything like that, so I'm assuming...
Yeah. If there's no sign, if it is really just business, or if there is or if it's really just time for Viper to step aside from a leadership role, then it's fine. Or if it's actually Viper who doesn't like to get leadership role at all and step down herself, that would be fine. If she knows that she can respect Brim, and I think, based on the cinematics alone, I think I think she's okay with Brim.
Assuming she decided to step down, not forced out, because if she was forced out, I'm sure there'd be some type of tension between them I could find.
Viper, watch those toxins this time. Not breathing in that crap again.
Brimstone, we really need to put an age floor on Valorant. I can't take this. Youth.
They're the future, Sabine. You know you care about them. Careful, Viper. You'll scare the kids. That poor Viper. We didn't have to be your enemy. I hope you find peace.
But now with Brimstone and Sage being the 1-2 of the Valorant Protocol, we can see them becoming pretty close.
Sage, if I die out there, you're in charge. Someone has to look out for these knuckleheads. Sage, remember that you can't save everyone. We save who we can. That's enough. Sage, you're working miracles.
Another agent on the VP that gets along with Brim very well is actually Killjoy. Now, Brimstone actually likes Killjoy a lot and respects her intelligence and expertise on technology.
Killjoy, do you control the admin account on my bracer? I might need you to reset the password. Killjoy, I say this with love, but stay the hell away from my arm. Killjoy, I'm counting on that noggin.
And this is what Brimstone says if he kills an enemy Killjoy from the Mirror Earth.
Sorry, kid. You left me no choice, kid.
So, with Brimstone not appearing in any cinematics or any trailers, I think it would be pretty hilarious, honestly, to start to wrap up today's video with some pretty funny voice lines on when you're Brimstone and he goes up against his mirror version.
Oh, bye.
If any of you got a problem with me, take it out on my double. That Brimstone's a stubborn ass. Reminds me of someone. One Brimstone is enough. Pour one out.
All right, guys, well, we're all done with Brimstone.
Nice. If he faces his double, it's doppelganger. That's cool. His voice lines, they are very clever. Riot Games has done so very well with Valorant's process on development. Well done, Riot Games.
So it's lore for now. If you could find more things out about him or have any theories about anything with Brim, then feel free to let me know in the comments below. Hopefully Riot Games dives a lot more into the lore for the stories of these agents so that I can make longer length videos for these agents in Valorant.
Sir Jeppy, you have been making nice videos. This may be your first agent video, but I am going to say it, you are making nice quality. It's better than I am. Make reactions, I only make gaming streams. I have yet to make some new content that relates to yours, but yeah, here we are. Okay, so that's what we have. That's what we have for now on I Found Everything We Know About Brimstone's Lore. So, pretty much, Brimstone's lore is limited by that time that Sir Jeppy had posted it on YouTube. So, I'm going to check out if there's more to it. I'm going to be adding it to my list. So, make Yep, definitely. That will be all. This is EliteLenny signing out. And cheers, everyone. See you on the next one.